What is going on, people? Welcome to Peter on Pole. My name is Peter, in pole position. Thank you for joining me. It's the Peter on Pole podcast, and we're back again. Why? Because, guys, Formula One today is going through crisis. I think it's time to push the panic button, people. Do you know why? Because what on earth is this? What on earth am I seeing here? Check the banner below and check the thumbnail. Check the title of this show today. Visa Cash App RB Formula One team. What kind of a name is this? What the hell is going on? Why, people? Talk to me. Why? Why has this happened? Why is AlphaTauri gone? Why is Toro Rosso gone? Why is this team called Visa Cash App RB Formula One team? Are we sure? Are we actually sure? I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I cannot believe what I am. Honestly, I saw the rumors, right? I saw the noise. I saw what people were trying to say and everything else. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to let you lot have fun with that. I'm going to pretend like I don't know what's going on. I'm going to pretend. What on earth is this, people? I haven't got a Scooby. I have no idea what's going on. Why on earth have AlphaTauri gone down this road? Why have Red Bull done this to us? This is a crisis, people. We cannot be having names like this. We first had Stake already at the start of the year, and now we've got an even worse team. I thought Stake F1 would be the worst team, but I tell you something, it's short. It's short. That's for a start. Visa Cash App RB Formula One team. That's not a real name. That can't be the name of a Formula One team. It cannot be this. Now, look, Formula One has been heading in this direction for quite some time. Okay? Let's not pretend like we don't have MoneyGram, Haas, Formula One team, or however these official names are. You know, like we haven't had, the likes of even Mercedes, for example. They're like, Petronas is somewhere in the label, in the name. God knows. Honestly, God knows. This is absolutely astounding. I cannot believe what I am actually seeing. I cannot believe this is what this team has decided to call itself. What on earth is going on, people? Why? Why has this happened? Why has this happened? Like, if I share my screen right now, okay, just so that I'm not being biased, just so, because listen, they're getting a bashing, this team. This team's getting a bashing all year. Now, if you look and see on my screen right here, you can see that Mercedes are actually called, officially, they are called, Mercedes AMG Petronas F1 team. Okay? In fact, yeah, here's the full name as it shows here. Mercedes AMG Petronas F1 team. So they're not the only team, the bashing that we're going to be giving this team, it's not to say that, other teams haven't done this. But you know what's really important in the name? Mercedes. It's the first thing on the script. It's the first thing that is on the name. Aston Martin, I think, have something similar. If I go back to back to the Formula One teams themselves, if I look at an Aston Martin, for example, where are you? Here you are, you little clowns. Look, Aston Martin, Aramco F1 team. Nobody calls them Aramco. Nobody calls Mercedes Petronas. We call this team Aston Martin. Simple as that. We don't need any extracurricular. We don't need anything else to be added into this situation. I cannot believe what I'm seeing with these teams. What is going on in Formula One? Why are these teams having an absolute Western? Alpine was another one, the BWT. Okay, now this one here is actually got BWT first. But guess what we call them? Alpine. You know what I'm going to be calling this team? You know what I'm going to be calling this team, people? They're going to be called RB at the very least. RB, Racing Bulls, Toro Rosso, for goodness sake. The AlphaTauri, whatever the hell you want to name it. I am just gobsmacked. Why have we gone down this road? What is Formula One playing at? What is going on? And by the way, Formula One, the FIA, whoever, FOM, whoever you are, you need to arrest this. We need to arrest such shenanigans like this. Teams that think they can just get away with calling themselves nonsense like this. No, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. It's bad enough we've got Stake F1. It's bad enough. Rest assured, I am not calling this team the Visa Cash App RB Formula One team. It's not going to happen. Visa Cash App is not going to happen. RB Formula One team, maybe RB1, RBF1, you know what I'm saying? Racing Bulls. I don't care. For sure, I am not calling them Visa Cash App. For sure. How many of you actually like this name? How many of you like this name? Shout out to the Oracle. Big up to Alex. It's just a team with no identity. Honestly, sell the team. Sell the team, Red Bull. Get rid of it. Be done with it. Let somebody else have a go. Let somebody else, let it be itself. Even Toro Rosso, even though it meant, Red Bull in Italian, like it was still its own thing. AlphaTauri, at least, it was his own name. What the hell is this? What's going on? Sorry, guys, for ranting today. I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming with the way Formula One is going on at the moment. RB is Red Bull. This is Blue Bulls Racing. Blue Bulls Racing. I'd rather that. At least it's a blue ball. You know what I'm saying? A ball, Guys, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. The best thing about the name is that I can say it comfortably the worst. It's comfortably the worst. This is the worst name in Formula One history. It's the worst name in Formula One history by a landslide, by an absolute mile. But this idea that sponsors are being called the teams, being called these Formula One teams, has got to end. It's got to stop. It's got to stop, okay? It's got to stop because, imagine McLaren. I tell you what, if McLaren ever dare try something like this, if Ferrari did this, it would be an absolute nonsense. It would be an absolute nonsense. Like, if you're Williams, I can even understand it because Williams is not a car. They're not a manufacturer or nothing like that, right? Or like, I get it. They've got to make some dough. Everyone's got to make their money. Everyone's got to make their mullah. But this is a joke. This is somebody saying to Formula One, we're here to take the mick. We are here to take the mick because what on earth is this? Can somebody talk to me? What on earth is this? I'm gobsmacked. This is by far the worst team name in Formula One history. It's awful. It's garbage. They need to somebody needs to arrest the situation. And you know what's hilarious as well with this team? Do you know, like, their social medias are kind of all over the place? Like, when you look at, like, I tried to find, AlphaTauri and everything else, right? And, it's still showing. If I show you, hello. If I show you it, show you the link here. Let me share this real quick. Okay. Look, people, they're still called this. First of all, how dare they take whatever it takes? How dare they? I think they've got like a massive long documentary there, which looks like it's going to be, vibes. I'm here for Formula One content. I'll be drinking it in. Let's be very, very clear. They're still called AlphaTauri on Twitter or on X, right? They still got the AlphaTauriF1.com, blah, blah, all that shenanigan. They tried to be funny, be right. It looked like a be right back. You know what I'm saying? B.RB or by RB. They were running all sorts of things, They had a 4-year stint with AlphaTauri. That's actually quite amazing. I'm actually surprised it was that long. But I'm confused, people. You don't need to help me understand this because I can't make sense of what's going on here. Formula One needs to address the situation. It's simple. It needs to address the situation because we cannot be having this. Stake F1 team is awful. It's a garbage name, and thank God it's only a 2-year name. But you know what I'm going to be calling them? Sauber. Or even Audi. I might just jump early and call them that. They are Sauber to me because the name sucks. The name stinks. And the fact that it's a sponsor, it's a business, it's a company, makes it even worse. Makes me not want to call it anything other than that. It's a madness. It's ridiculous. Alex goes on to say there's not even a name, just no name. It's 2 sponsors and an acronym. Yeah, it's not even got its own. Listen, you said it earlier, Alex. There's no identity with this team. Like, you can't just have 2 businesses and an acronym. You know what I'm saying? A couple initials. Like, it can't be that. It can't be that. Visa Cash App. I am gobsmacked. Formula One is going through something here and it needs to arrest it. It needs to arrest the situation. Can the people at Formula One, can the people at the FOM, the FIA, the whatever, you need to arrest this situation. Teams are getting out of hand. Like, I don't like the Patronus on the Mercedes, but guess what? I never say it. It's never said. Okay? It's the Mercedes Formula One team. It's Mercedes. It's done. Honestly, Aston Martin, Alpine, that's what we're calling them. That's what we're calling these teams. We're not calling them these ridiculous. I mean, the kick Sauber is mental. Mental. I don't know what these teams are thinking. You know, Haas, yeah, like I said, I was thinking about this as well. MoneyGram Haas F1 team. Guess what? Nobody calls it MoneyGram. Certainly not me. F1, get it together, get a grip and sort the shenanigans out, because this is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why. Why did they think of doing this? Red Bull, you're held responsible as well. You're all of you are held responsible. How on earth can we have this as a Formula One team name? It's unacceptable. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about this name. What do you think? Am I going overboard? Am I losing the plot? You know, am I losing the plot here? Have I gone too far? The name stinks. The logo, I must say, looks pretty decent. The RB with the bull, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. You know, you can have Visa there if you want to, but it doesn't have to be acknowledged. The Cash App thing, that little green thing there, mad thing, utter mad thing. Alex says it goes directly against them, saying they're moving away from the junior team. Yeah. I mean, it was a load of nonsense anyway. That was always going to be a load of nonsense. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. It's an absolute shambolic situation here. Let's see what on the website, on the Formula One website, what they had to say about this. We'll have a little read. The devastating blow. The headline should say the devastating blow to Toro Rosso AlphaTauri fans, because the name is gone. AlphaTauri rebrand confirmed for 2024 season as a new team name has been revealed. And then we'll get to the delivery, we'll get to the colors in a moment. So that's a lovely picture, by the way. It's lovely. AlphaTauri will merge from the Formula One winter break with an all-new team name after the decision was made to undergo rebranding to RB ahead of the 2024 campaign. You could have just left it there, people. Hello, anybody at AlphaTauri, anybody at the camp, you could have left it there. You could have left it there for us. Yeah? You could have left it there. We didn't need to see anything else. We didn't need you to get excited and get your sponsorship going. Yeah? We could have left it there. We could have left it there. Okay? But no. Red Bull's sister outfit joined the grid back in 2006 and initially raced under the name Toro Rosso. Guess what that was? A lovely name. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if it meant Red Bull in Italian. Toro Rosso, everybody could, you know what I'm saying? We liked it. It was good. There was nothing wrong with this name whatsoever. But we're renamed him as AlphaTauri, and that caught a few people off. It caught me off in a sense. Like, you see, the hypocrisy of me now ranting about this new name. What about me with AlphaTauri? AlphaTauri, I didn't even know was a clothing company. I only knew that it was a clothing company because they changed their name to AlphaTauri, right? And it looked like its own team. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, for example, if Hugo Boss came into Formula One, it's like Red Bull itself, right? If Hugo Boss come into Formula One, that's not a car manufacturer. It has nothing to do with cars. They come in and they say, look, we want to buy a Formula One team. We're going to call it Hugo Boss F1 team. Nobody's having a bone to pick with that. Why? Because it's the company from outside who says, I want in. And we're cool with that. It's fine. I don't mind Visa, for that matter, right? Or Cash App, buying a Formula One team and saying, look, this is our identity. This is who we are. And we want to also have Formula One cars. We can't get mad at that, right? Red Bull did exactly that. They bought Jaguar and said, hey, listen, we are Red Bull. You know us as Red Bull, the company, and we want to fly the flag of Formula One. Can we get in? Can we get into the club? You know, and people allowed them in, and you know, they were clowned for years because obviously they weren't a serious team at the beginning, but also they're not a Formula One or a car manufacturer team anyway. Then they became serious, and then they started dominating, and look where they are right now. Anyway, AlphaTauri from 2022, that's what they were called, to promote the company's fashion brand. Okay, and that they did. Now some 4 years after that change, the team will be given another name as they head into the new era following the retirement of long-time team boss Franz Tost, who is being replaced by former Ferrari deputy team principal and racing director Laurent Mekies. Yeah, so look at that. Like, you see, just this alone is a great logo, isn't it? That's not bad. I'm having that. I'm having that. But yeah, oh God, you've ruined it. From 2024 onwards, they'll be known as RB. Okay, so RB will be the name, and I think that's what I'll call them. I won't be calling them anything else. The full team name will be Visa. Like, how do I explain this to my non-Formula One friends? Yeah, that I try to talk them into getting into Formula One and say, look, you got to get into Formula One. This is what's popping. These are the names. These are the teams. And then somebody comes up to me, you know, and says, hang on a minute. You know, Visa Cash App, RB Formula One team, and I have no leg to stand on. I cannot defend. I can't defend. I have nothing to stand on here. It's a load of nonsense. Marking a stronger reference to the Red Bull operation, who have benefited from bedding in a host of junior drivers with the Faenza team. Faenza squad, rather. What am I talking about? Over the years, the likes of the four-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, now three-time champion Max Verstappen, and multiple race winner Daniel Ricciardo built up valuable experience at the outfit before progressing to Red Bull. That they did. What else does it go on to say here? Next year, Yuki Tsunoda will enter his first season as Red Bull, and so I think that's more or less it. You know, that's more or less it in terms of the changes. And I'm gutted, guys. I'm absolutely gutted about this nonsense that is RB thingy, right? And I don't know, bro. Bring some blue and logo to RB. Don't put a better blue in the B team. Oh, so you want some red? You want some blue, like this kind of blue on the Red Bull, but not on the B team, not on this RB team. You know what? We'll get into that conversation. I think all flags should be put at half mass after this one. The Formula One flags, they all need to go half mass. Absolutely. Like it just needs to be the case, because what the heck is going on? This is a sad day in Formula One. Call me biased. I don't give a damn. This is a sad day. What the hell were they thinking? And everybody that let that one go through. Alex goes on to say, we can't let these shenanigans continue, then turn around and say no to Michael. Yeah, I mean, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So we need to, you know, and I think they said yes to him now anyway. I think they're giving him the nod. So we should be seeing another team. And it would be like people were making the point that, you know, for example, like Andretti should come and buy this team. And I didn't really want it to be the case. I want there to be two teams. You know, I want there to be an Andretti team, and this RB team, let it be its own thing, right? Let it be that. Big up Uzer, who says, I'll be calling them Toro Rosso. I don't care. Fair play to you, mate. I'm with you. I'm flying the flag with you there, man. I'm flying the flag with you there. The name is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. It's the worst Formula One team name in history. It's an absolute disgrace. Okay? The FIA has certified their approval. We're still waiting on the FOM. Well, the FOM needs to do something. They need to do something. And here's the thing, you see sister teams, right? Like even in that comment earlier on the Formula One website, I've never been a fan of this, man. This is not right. And listen, Zach Brown has made his noise, and obviously I'm going to back him as well. Yes, I got the McLaren bias with me as well, but Zach Brown makes the point, like, you know, the integrity of this sport is definitely compromised when you have two teams, right? When you have a feeder team, a sister team, a partnership team, whatever the hell you want to call it, it is compromised. That's just the truth of the matter. It's compromised. And so the idea and the thought that this is still carrying on in Formula One, it's not good, man. It's just not good. You know, I know Sauber like kind of had like a little deal, and so too, I guess to a degree, maybe Haas have a little deal with Ferrari, but it's dead. Like there should be 10, 11, 12 teams in Formula One who are themselves. They're their own. They have no ties. Even the engines, right? We need to like stop sharing engines. Like every team needs to get its own engine. That would be ideal, because then we can go, you know, it's a good mix. It's a good battle. One of the things I love about Formula One the most, and where people always say, you know, like where the hatred comes for Formula One, where they say things like, you know, if they all had the same car, then it would be better competition. But I don't want a one-spec series. Not at all. I love the fact that there is a Red Bull team, there is a McLaren team, there's a Ferrari team, a Mercedes team, Aston Martin, Alpine, and so on and so forth. And they've all been given a set of rules, and they've all interpreted them differently, or to the best that they can. That's the skill in Formula One that I love. It's amazing, you know. But this idea of like, now what's, and who knows, this RB team might have yet last year or 2 years ago's Red Bull. Then what? It's like, okay, it'll be fun to see RB near the front of the grid because it's something different, but how we're getting there, not a fan. How is this allowed to be an F1 team, but not one of the most prestigious names in racing? The Andretti thing is a farce, man. The Andretti thing is a farce, but I think they'll get it over the line for 2026. I think they will get there, Alex. I don't think that they're going to, I'll be gobsmacked. You're right. If they do not allow the Andretti crew, into Formula One, we need to have a riot needs to take place in 2026, especially. But you know what? As much as I've scathed this team because it's a pathetic, disgraceful name, let's talk about the colors here, because I can't lie, people. The colors are banging. Do you not agree? The color here, what they're giving us right here, is promising. I am looking forward to the livery. Now, if I remember correctly, if my numbers have me right, is the livery out in, I want to say they are out, is it the 8th of February? Let me share the screen. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. Yep, here we go. I hope you guys can see that nice. Yeah. So RB, and if you look at the color scheme as well there, right, with the RB. And by the way, that Sauber, that green, that could be interesting. That too could be interesting, couldn't it? But the RB team is staying in those colors, which I like. That's a positive thing. And this livery could be, because you know one thing about Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri, guys, they've been up there with some of the best liveries of the season. Like, they always come out strong. I don't remember a bad. I've liked all the AlphaTauri liveries. I don't remember a bad one, and I've liked majority, if not all, of the Toro Rosso ones. You know what I'm saying? I think 2019 Toro Rosso was just elite. Like, it was a mature Toro Rosso kind of concept. Lovely livery. This is your only saving grace, RB. RB, this is your only saving grace. That livery needs to bang. It needs to slap. Same goes for Sauber. Sauber, your livery can be saved, because that green's a weird color, the kind of green they've gone for, like that highlighter green, and it looks ugly, but with the mixture with the black, they could do something with this. They could really do something with this, right? So I'm just kind of holding on to see what happens here, right? Alex says McLaren has been backing them since the start. That is my team. Listen, McLaren, yeah, we're named after a legend. Let it stay that way. McLaren, honestly, I know, Zach, I know you love a sponsor. I know you love a partnership. I know you love a commercial deal. Leave the name alone. Honestly, leave the name alone. Do not see what these other guys are doing and start getting trigger happy. You better not do it. You better not do it, Zach. Big up to the McLaren crew out here. Alex says, if the livery is peak, I might have to hold that in terms of the name. Listen, the livery could be peak. I'm not going to lie, Alex. This livery could be one of the best. The color scheme is lovely. This kind of blue and that white to go with it, yeah. This car could look sick. It could look really, really good. And I'm putting money on it right now. It will be the top 3 best livery of the season, without a shadow of a doubt. And the first couple of races are at night, right? So, it could look juicy. It could look very, very juicy. Uzair says, to be honest, I thought most of the AlphaTauri liveries were ass. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I was a fan of them. Like, the first year, because it was so different to the like the Toro Rosso colors. Not that the Toro Rosso colors were bad. I love those. They were brilliant liveries, right? But it was just something new. It was like almost like an off-white kind of cream color with the navy. It hit me, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, all right. Let's see how this goes." And then the next year they flipped it. They flipped I think it was mainly white at the top, and then it was blue at the bottom. Then they flipped it to blue at the top, and then white at the bottom. I was like, "Whoa, okay, here we go. Looks even better." Last year's I like hints of red that came across the car as well. I was a fan of that. I didn't mind that at all. So fair enough. I hear you. Listen, I understand. Do you know what? Because look, as you said here, Toro Rosso liveries from 2017 to 19 were GOAT. And that's the thing. If you go from there and then you go to, you go from the GOAT liveries of those 17, 18, 19, then you go to the AlphaTauri colors. I understand. You must have been very disappointed. And many people were like you. Many people were like you in terms of the disappointment, in terms of these liveries. It's astonishing to me, guys. What are we doing in Formula One? It's so sad. It's so friggin' sad, guys. Like, I mean, it's just it's. Sorry, I'm just gonna switch it to this one instead. I mean, it's just, what are we doing? What on earth are we doing? Let's get out of here. Uzair goes on to say, to be fair, the blue on the new rebrand reminds me of the Toro Rosso blue. Yes, exactly. So this is like the similar kind of color, and there's potential. There is absolute potential for this livery to look amazing. Exactly what I thought was there. When I saw that blue, I thought, okay, they're going back to 2019. It may not be with the silver, because the silver was that was also what was unique about Toro Rosso. Not only that the blues were different, but the silver was different to Red Bull's, whatever colors they were going with, right? Because if you keep it white, it kind of looks more sister to Red Bull. Whereas if you do it silver, it's its own unique thing. Let me know, guys, in the comment section, all of you that are watching, smash the like on the video. If you like Formula One content like this, we are we're absolutely demolishing this brand new name. Visa Cash App RB Formula One team. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. That's what the ticker at the bottom says. That's what the title of this episode is on the Peter on Pole podcast today. A Formula One team has decided to call themselves Visa Cash App RB Formula One team. They're on drugs. They're on drugs. Everyone out there is on drugs. It's very simple. Because nobody woke up and said, yeah, I'm feeling fine. God is good. And as part of my duties working for this company, in terms of the rebrand, we're going to call it from what was Toro Rosso, a brilliant name. It moved to AlphaTauri, less brilliant name. And now we are here. These people need to be tested. It's as simple as that. They need to be tested because this is not on. This is not on by any stretch of the imagination. Now, we've moved to the fact that the livery could be something. The color is lovely. The colors are lovely. Okay? Shout out to William Rumsey. Hope you're doing well, man. It's been a long time since I've seen you. It definitely looks like the old Toro Rosso vibe. Yeah. Listen, if we get a Toro Rosso vibe livery, win. That's the only W they're going to get from this. Yeah, and of course, if the car's amazing, right? If the car performs well. This will be their only W. The name sucks. It absolutely sucks. Alex says, McLaren, Aston, RB is my prediction for the top 3 best liveries. Interesting. Aston's got the colors, isn't it? Aston's got the colors. McLaren, they got rid of the blue from last year. And on McLaren Fan TV, which is my other channel for all McLaren fan people out there, if you've not heard of it, if you've not seen it, search McLaren Fan TV on YouTube. I'm there with the Don Mahad from the Pit Stop Fracker. We talk all things McLaren, very biased, very heavy McLaren as well. And I said on that show that I'm not the greatest fan, and I think I miss the blue. It's not a popular opinion, but it's one of those. But yeah, Alex, you could be up there. You could be right. You could be right there. Aston Martin RB. I assume you mean RB as in this Visa Cash App team, not the Red Bull themselves. Certainly Aston Martin will have something to say. Alpine intrigues me because I'm guessing the BWT will leave now that without Otmar being there. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. Who else? And Sauber, I'm looking forward to only because it will be something different. Unless it's all black with like the green, little highlight green along, some sort of streaks of it. It might be. Who knows? Have anyone seen the rumors of Mercedes' one that kind of got leaked? Don't know how true it is. Don't know if it's real. It looks all right, From the leaks, it looked all right. I thought, okay, hello. They've gone back to the silver with a bit of black on there anyway. But yeah, it looked all right. Let's see. Uzair says, I think that the AlphaTauri liveries, the 2021, 2022 were the good ones, and the 2020 and 2023 were crap. Okay, fair enough. Fair dues. I'm sure I'm missing one that I can't remember. They've been there 4 years. I'm just trying to think. There's one I'm missing for sure. I'm missing one for sure. It might even be last year's one, maybe. I'm not as in 2022's. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like I've forgotten it. McLaren fan Serbia, big up yourself. Thank you for joining me once again. McLaren has 47 sponsors. AlphaTauri 17. Maybe that's the result of this terrible name. Listen, we don't need to be out here giving title sponsorships to this extent. It's nonsense. Like, it's okay. RB, I almost called them AB. RB, right? They're not struggling for cash, are they? Their older brother is frigging Red Bull. If worse comes to worse, you call yourself Racing Bulls. You call yourself Red Bull 2. You call yourself the Toro Rosso again because it's just Red Bull in Italian. You can do all sorts. Yeah. 17 sponsors. Yeah, that may be the case. But like, that's not an excuse. If anything, McLaren, you would think, would probably have more reason to even name their team after a title. You know, like Jack Daniels McLaren or something like you would have more of a reason with McLaren, let's say. But with the AlphaTauri, excuse you, man, I am not having this. Yeah, why did they do it? Honestly, what are they doing? I don't know what they're doing, Serbia. I don't know what they're doing. The Oracle says you cannot go wrong with a good bit of British racing green. Absolutely, Aston Martin will do well. They will do well. You know, they have they had a bad livery? No. It's almost like it's unfair. Do you know what I mean? It's almost unfair. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Alex. I'm looking forward to seeing what Aston Martin have to cook with. Uzair says, definitely think the McLaren is better without the blue. Yeah, and many people do. Many people do. I don't know what it was. All of a sudden, I kind of missed it when it went. And then I was like, do I like, okay, if you say to me before the launch happened, before McLaren put out their stuff, and you said, we're getting rid of the blue, brand new livery, orange and black, or papaya and whatever the other color they called black was, those are not bad color schemes, right? You can do something with that. Maybe I wanted a bit of white in there. I don't know, but like, I feel like 3 colors is always pretty good, you know? With the Aston Martin, for example, excuse me, Aston Martin have got the green, then they got like the lime green, and then they got like black. I don't know why. I feel like 3 colors is actually legit in Formula One cars. Like Ferrari, I've not been a fan of their car lately because it's just red and black. And I used to always, and it's weird with, listen, I'm a typical human being, yeah, who doesn't know what he wants, and nothing's ever good enough. Okay. When Ferrari had red and white on their car, I used to think, I wish they had a bit of black on there, you know, and there were some years where they had hints of black and whatnot. And I was just like, yeah, you know, this is much, much better. Then they went full like red and black and left the white out. And I was like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this, you know, and you know, it could be me. I could just be mental, you know, that could be true. But yeah, I don't know why. I just think like maybe some cars, you have 2 dominant colors and then, or like 1 dominant color and then 2 minor colors, you know, that's how I feel. That's just how I feel with those sort of things. William goes on to say, y'all not feeling the all black from Merck? Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the all black Merck. Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm game in. I'm just saying I saw the leaks of like the silver and black, and I was like, I ain't mad with that. I ain't mad about that. When Mercedes brought out that black in the first year, 2020. And look what Lewis did in that car. It was a match made in heaven. And the car it just looked mean and nasty. It was ready to kill. It was ready to win championships. And Lewis Hamilton took 2020 Formula One season. He took that personal. You know, he had time to freaking start, you know, human rights and all this. He had time to be an activist. He was killing the season so much. He had time, you know, and not so much at the moment, Lewis. And I totally understand. Your priorities are, you're a Formula One driver. You need to be winning races and being champion again. But yeah, no, I like the all black, William. I like the all black. It was sick. To be fair, I like the kick color scheme. Don't call them kick. Don't call them kick, Uzair. No, Sauber. They are not called kick. We can't call these people kick. What are we doing in Formula One? Somebody needs to get a hold of these people. What are we absolutely doing? We're having a friggin' bubble bath. We're having a laugh. Uzair goes on to say, I definitely prefer the black Merc to the silver Merc, but that's because the silver Mercedes uses the silver Mercedes uses is rubbish. The silver that Mercedes uses is rubbish. Yeah, it's not been the best, has it? It's not been the best, has it? Besides like the 2019 and previous, like those were the good silver days. Since then, when they've added a lot more like of the Patronus aqua, turquoise, whatever that color is, and a bit more of the Ineos red. I like the way the Ineos red is implemented. I think that looks kind of cool. Yeah, it's not been good of late for sure. 2021 was the worst, but it still bangs. 2021, what? Let me think. Is that the as in the worst Aston Martin and it still banged? Because you mentioned Aston Martin earlier. You were talking about them. You are absolutely right. With the pink, is that the one with the when Otmar was there and it had the pink on it? Oh, I thought that was brilliant. I thought that looked good. Uzair says the best Ferrari livery is the F 2007 in my opinion, and that was fully metallic red with no other color. Oh yes. That comes back to mind. That does come back to mind. See, one color I don't mind. I don't think so. I don't think I mind it. No, I don't think I mind that. No, I'm talking about the kick lime green color. Yeah, not about the F1 team. No, I know what you meant, to be fair. I just don't want to hear the name Kick. I don't want to hear Steak. I don't want to hear Kick. I don't want to hear MoneyGram. I don't want to hear Patronus. I don't want to hear Aramco. I don't want to hear Cognizant. I think is gone anyway. Thank God for that. I don't want to hear Visa. I don't want to hear Cash App. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear none of these names associated with these teams, but I totally know what you mean, Uzair. I totally get you. 2019 was the only good silver Mercedes livery. Yeah, for sure. 2016 I liked, by the way. I liked 2016's one. 2016, 2019. I thought they were kind of cool. Yeah, going from the pink to green from the highlights was an upgrade. Yeah, no, like yeah, I like the pink. You know, I can't lie. I really did like the pink. I was a fan of it. When I saw the lime green, I was like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, I ain't mad. It's a shame to see the pink gone. Like, was it 2019? It might have been 2019 or 2020. We had the best colors on the grid. We had a pink Racing Point. We had a black and yellow Renault. You know, we had, and obviously there was no Aston Martin green, so that's, you know, that was missing, but we needed it in there. We had that blue Toro Rosso, blue and silver, and the red, right? Red Bull's car is I like the color scheme. It's always good to me, right? Red Bull's car. You've also got obviously Mercedes with their silver, McLaren in their papaya and blue at the time. We had such a good grid of colors. Even like when we had the Rich Energy days of Mr. Haas, right? Like, I like a mixture of colors. What season did we have when it was just there was loads of blues? There was like 50 shades of blue, you know, 50 shades of Alpha. We had AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Alpine. There was just too many. It was too many of you, you know. But yeah, the pink was good though. It was a good one, definitely. The problem with the 2021 Aston is that it looked too much like a Mercedes in the dark lighting. You're right, you know, it looked like Mercedes, you know. But listen, so did that Racing Point, that pink Mercedes. It was almost like a carbon copy of that. Yeah. So listen, guys, we're hoping that the livery saves this team's name. FOM, we are asking you to denounce the name. Let them keep the sponsors. Let them keep the money. I don't want to take any money off this team. Just shove Visa and Cash App in the back. Okay? We want it to be called Red, you know, RB, Racing Bulls, Toro Rosso. Hell, bring back AlphaTauri for goodness sake. I'd rather AlphaTauri than this name. But I'll be calling it RB. And some people out here will be calling it Toro Rosso, and no problem at all with that. Guys, did you know Drive to Survive is back again? Yes, people, it is back again. They've released the date, and we're going to look at this live together and see what date they are putting out. Hands up, you know, hands up. Let me know in the comment section, are you a fan of Drive to Survive? Are you not a fan? I'm a big fan of Drive to Survive purely because, like, and don't get it twisted, I'm one of the old school guys. I'm one of those people that has watched Formula One since Jacques Villeneuve won the title. I just remember watching it as a kid. I was about 7 years old, maybe 6 or 7 years old. And like just watching him, you know, win and, yeah, and then I just sort of was, and then I got to know who McLaren was. And as a kid at that young age, the Williams of Jacques Villeneuve and Damon Hill were in blue and white, and then they were in red and white the next year, and not even red. Yeah, it's like red, mainly red and white as well. And it just kind of blew my mind. Like, what the hell's going on there as a kid? I'm going on a tangent. What I'm saying is, I've been watching Formula One for a very long time, and I know a lot of people who are of that same ilk, who have watched it for a very long time, are not fans of Drive to Survive because, you know, we've gone from the pureness of the sport to becoming this entertainment thing. I mean, look, we spoke yesterday about the Madrid circuit, right? It's a classic example, as well as these team names, a classic example that Formula One is losing sport in its sport, right? And I can sympathize with these people that don't like the way this is going. They don't like Drive to Survive. I get all of that, but I do love it because I like to watch TV. I like to watch programs. I like to see the drama. And if I can watch drama about Formula One or a sport that I'm into, I love watching all or nothing documentaries in sport, like in different sports, from like, you know, football to NFL, all that kind of stuff. I'm a fan of this kind of stuff. I like seeing behind the scenes. Now, I know Drive to Survive is very different. It's very much it's very manipulated to a degree, and the way they edit stuff, it's kind of lost the integrity from the early doors because of those who watched the season at that time that they're referring to. It's like, okay, they've lost the trust, they've lost the integrity of the team, of the sport, and for people to even take it, you know, sort of even pay attention to it. I sympathize with people that don't like it, such as Uzair, who says, I hate DTS and I wish it never existed. I sympathize with you. I understand it. I watch it purely on the entertainment basis, and it when it first came out, it was brilliant. And the amount of fans that have joined Formula One since is always a good thing. I like more fans to be involved in my sport. I can talk to more people about sport. And the reason why I love it is because guess what? I sit here like a loner. I sit here and I talk about sports, about people who do not give a crap who I am, who couldn't give a damn who I was. But I have a passion for sports, and that includes F1. And I like talking about F1. And if there's more people that are interested in F1, that want to hear me talk about F1, or that want to talk about F1, listen, you know, I can talk hours about sports. It's a joke. I can talk it for hours. Anyway, here's the article. Itching for more F1 content ahead of the campaign. I bet he's there saying, nope, thank you. Well, there's some good news. Netflix have announced the new season of F1 Drive to Survive will land on their streaming service. The latest installment of the hugely popular series will once again take fans into F1's inner circle, showing how drivers and teams geared up for the 2023 season and all the twists and turns that followed. Season 6 of Drive to Survive will be released on February the 24th, 2024. There we go. Coinciding with the final day of preseason testing at the Bahrain International Circuit. That will serve as an ideal viewing before the opening round at the same venue later that week. I always feel, I don't know what you guys think, but I always feel like it's too close. It's too close to the Formula One season. Like, I wish you gave me Drive to Survive in December, where I could sit, jam, you know. Now, of course, editing takes its time. Okay, give it to me in January then. Brand new year. Let's have a look. You know, let's see what's what. I want to have time to digest, because as a Formula One content creator, I was watching videos, recording each episode. And let me tell you, it kicked my butt before the season starts. And then the season starts in Formula One, and I'm just like exhausted. And you can see by the consistency of my videos, or lack thereof, rather, the inconsistencies of my videos. Is because, you know what, we just get burnt out. And so maybe this year I have to do it in a different way, whether it's do live shows like this, which is a lot easier on me, like mentally, physically, and everything else. It may be just one video of the entire season. I try to be different and give people an absolute in-depth of every episode. So do check out the previous cheap plug. Do check out the previous episodes I've done of Drive to Survive. I've gone from season 1 to season 5, each and every single episode. And I love having that. I love doing that. But it does take its toll. Anyway, it's too close to the season, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section. But yeah, if you're just watching it as a consumer, totally understand. James Gay Rees, who produced the Academy Award-winning documentary Senna, continues as the executive producer of Drive to Survive, along with Paul Martin, who produced the 2019 documentary Diego Maradona for Box to Box Films. I've seen both these films, both really good films. Both really good films. So you would say it's in good hands. But yeah, so that's currently it. Nothing really sort of much more to share on that. But that is when the Netflix Drive to Survive will come out. 23rd of February, the week before, or the week, I think the day preseason testing ends, on the final day of preseason testing. Jeez, get your words out, Pete. Yeah, that's when it will air, and you have time to binge. Big up to everybody that's watching currently right now. If you like Formula One content, if you love Formula One, and you want to hear people talk about Formula One and share their opinions with you, and you share your opinions with me, smash a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. William Rumsey says it's enjoyable. I understand Max when he talks about them messing with the narrative. Yes, look, this is one of the biggest criticisms it's got. Netflix, the producers, that kind of thing. They've manipulated it. They've done their own thing, haven't they, with it, and didn't quite. It wasn't legit. Yeah, we didn't get exactly what took place in every single race. They do manipulate some scenes. And Max did mention it, and he's not for it. A lot of the drivers are not for it, and I understand. Imagine you're a Formula One driver, and there's all these people with cameras and video, and they're used to this sort of stuff. But then they kind of watch it back and be like, "Hang on a minute, that's not what happened in that race or that season or that whatever." They do have that. I know what you mean, William. I hear exactly what you mean. I like DTS conceptually, but I'm not a fan of all the narrative twisting to make fake rivalries. Yeah, that's a bit sad. It almost feels like they did make this show to bring more eyes to Formula One, but the more I think about it, the more I've kind of watched the seasons and sort of just watched the whole series, the more it's made me realize, remember, this is a Netflix documentary, and what they care about is to have that fan watch 10 episodes of that season and be done and wait for next season, not necessarily trying to drag you to the track and become a Formula One fan. I don't get that impression. I used to have that impression, but I don't think I get it anymore. So that's my thoughts on that. And everybody has that same issue, Alex. The same thing you just said there. Uzair doesn't like it. Williams, enjoys it, but gets it as well. Gets the pros and cons. I guess they were trying to bring some of the F1 hype back just in time for the race. Yeah. I guess that's why it's in that window, in that market right there. But maybe give yourself 2 weeks, But I guess, if this is the final day of preseason testing and then testing to the race, is that 1 week or is it 2 weeks? Anyway, I have to double check. I think it's probably 1 week. You'd think, give yourself 2 weeks. Give yourself 2 weeks before the season starts. I don't know. Let people have time to watch it. They're like, what are they? 45 to an hour long, 10 episodes. It's a lot of content to watch. I know we're a Netflix binge kind of people, but even then it still feels a little bit much, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll see. It is definitely a great tool to bring the hype prior to the season. Yeah, it's good. It is good. And maybe my idea of December and January, by the time it's finished, it's died out. The hype has died, and then it's like, oh, by the way, Formula One's starting again this year. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you could definitely see that point. But yeah, it's right bang on. It just feels tight. It feels too tight to the season. Give yourself 2 weeks. Let people time to digest and enjoy. Because sometimes, sometimes what I should have done is gone back, like say from January. I mean, I've still got time now, haven't I? Yeah, still January. Why did I think it was like the end of February? I don't know why. But I've still got time to kind of go back and watch season 1 again and watch it all the way up until 5 and into season 6. I might do that. I might. The Alex the Oracle says there's enough that goes on naturally. They don't need to be faking storylines. I think you're right. Yeah, there's so much they could do. There's so much that they could take and enhance. Like, I don't mind them like trying to dramatize the whatever's going on, but the fact that they just manipulate, they twist and make things up. It's like it's like they don't, it's like there's no Formula One people in there, or there's no motor racing fans in there. And I know there's, the guy that's produced Senna, and Maradona's film as well. You would think he's got a grip on that. You'd think, but yeah, for some weird reason, it just, there's no need for them to do it. There is more than enough information and more than enough content, more than enough footage to see it in the other way, and to do exactly as you say. You just document it and let us, the fans, drink in that content. We will have our narratives in our head, rather than trying to force one down our throats. McLaren fan Serbia says DTS is made for the new F1 fans. For someone who is just starting to watch it, for us old fans, it's tough. Yeah, for old fans, it's tough. No, I'm an old fan and I like it. So I'm in the minority where I'm in that hybrid I'm in the middle. I like good things about it. There's some bits I don't like, but I will always watch it. Let's be very clear. I will always watch it. And, it welcomes new fans. What hit the jackpot, I think, for them more so was the fact that Drive to Survive came out, I want to say, during the pandemic. It almost feels like that can't be right because it's 2024 now. But it feels like the 2019 season, did it start in 2018 or 2019? I'm trying to remember. But like when the brand new season came out in 2020 for the 2019 season, and that season was epic, by the way, 2019, like as a whole. There was so much good in that season, and it was so well crafted. Nobody could do anything. Everybody was at home. Everyone was bored. You couldn't go outside. You were stuffed watching Netflix, and then Drive to Survive pops into your inbox and into your watch list, and you had time to just sit and binge, and people drank it in. And Formula One was one of those few sports that was actually going on at the time when the pandemic was strong, And yeah, it was a very convenient time. It was pretty good. So William says, here we just had the Super Bowl and the NBA season in the final stages. So it's the best time of year for me when F1 starts. And it's so funny because I'm a football fan in terms of soccer. I take it you're from the States, William. Let me know what state you're from, or from Canada. Let me know what state, city you're from. But yeah, for me, I'm a football fan, and the football season goes from August all the way to May. So when the Formula One season starts, it's like I'm starting the season. I'm trying to keep up with the football, and it's like it's too jam packed. And doesn't the NBA season kind of finish in like June? Well, I think the playoffs were a bit later. But yeah, as you said, they're in the final stages. Yeah, so they're heading there. The Super Bowl, would have been done literally before. Yeah, the Super Bowl is brilliant. So, who's your team, by the way? My team, can't talk about them. The Commanders. It's not great. My NBA team, I haven't really got an NBA team as such. I guess because I got family like in Maryland, so you link towards more Wizards. I've seen the Wizards play live, so I guess that's my team. But I like watching NBA as a whole in general. But yeah, as for the NFL, it's hard when your team's not in the playoffs or they can't make the playoffs. It's so hard to watch. And then I'm seeing Baltimore, the friggin' rivals. They're out there. I kind of want them to win it because it's the closest thing to the Commanders. I kind of want them to win it, even though that's an unpopular opinion. But yeah, sometimes the timing of these things is good for some and not so great for others. Big up to everybody that's watching right now. You guys are absolute legends. The fact that you're watching this, it means you're in pole position. So replace my name and put your name in there. William, you're in pole. Serbia, McLaren fan Serbia, you're in pole. Alex the Oracle, you are in pole. Uzair, you're in pole position, my friend. Big up to everybody that's been watching here today. We'll be back soon again, unless anything else drops dramatically. I've got a video next week to come out talking about what to look forward to. What's the reasoning for watching Formula One next season? If you like Formula One content like this, make sure you do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you're new here, or you've been watching me for ages and you don't subscribe, I don't know what is this? What have I done? Let's try and get this viewership up as far and as much as we can. DC, this is what I'm talking about. You see, so I got family in like Maryland, Bethesda, Potomac, that kind of area. So I'm guessing you're like a Wizards fan. You're either a Ravens fan or either you're a Commanders fan. I'm going to assume you're kind of in that area. I'm trying to think what else is near DC if you're not Wizards. I guess that would be there's there's not much. I mean, maybe 76ers if you look at Pennsylvania. I don't know. In fact, Virginia. I mean, the maths is all crazy. I'm trying to work it out. But yeah, big up to yourself, who's there. Big up yourself, William, as well. And yeah, we'll be back very soon. We'll be back very soon to be discussing whatever news comes up. That's when we do these live Peter on Pole podcasts, and there'll be proper videos as well that'll be made once I get the time and once I start putting stuff out, as well as continuing these live streams, because I love interacting with people. I love talking to people live on air. Until next time, people, thank you for joining me. It's like